Alright folks, I got my 1970s travel guide and I should be coming up on my location up here pretty soon. What could go wrong? You got an old travel guide from back in the day, so what could go wrong? It's like, why should I depend on a computer when I've got a travel guide that's just as good? Yep, the Camellia Motel. Here we go.
Your destination is on the right.
Hey, what the heck? It's gone. All my John Wayne memories and all that's gone. This is where John Wayne stayed when he filmed a Green Beret, and it's gone now. Can you believe that? This travel guide, I knew I should have stuck to the computer. Hey guys, welcome back. There's a lot of reasons why people might have ended up here in South Columbus. I take the letter M. You were either a mill worker, which is what Columbus was known for. You were probably a migrant. You came here from somewhere else. You were possibly a merchant. You might have owned your own business. But mainly, you might have been military. Military made up a large percentage of the south side of Columbus. I grew up here, and I grew up on the south side of town, and I've seen so many changes come about to the south side of town that I really wanted to bring it to attention of people that, us older guys that have been around for a while, that miss a lot of these things. But a lot of the people got their start right here at Fort Benning. This is where a lot of people got introduced to South Columbus. If you worked in the mill, you probably might have lived on the north side of town. There's very few people that lived on the south side of town that worked elsewhere. They all was somehow tied to Fort Benning. Not all, but a lot. But anyway, I'm going to take you on a little journey today of South Columbus and how it's changed over the years, and maybe bring back some old memories for some of you guys. Okay guys, I'm up here at the head of Benning Hills or Victory Drive. That motel right there, I think it's called the Colony Inn. I don't think it's changed much over the years at all. But right there on the right, that used to be Steffi's Beer Cellar. It's a bar down in the basement, and then later on it was Rambo's under the bottom. Coming on around. Where this location is now, this is Ranger Joe's Barbershop. But at one time, that was a Lum's restaurant. It was a family type of restaurant. But looking down this way, this area down here where those headlights are on those cars, that's about where the old Victory Drive used to be, or correction, that's where the old traffic circle used to be. It's been currently replaced many years ago, I guess, but the thing about traffic circles are they're making a comeback. Well, let's see how that goes. Yeah, that's where the Lums used to be, right there where that barber shop is, right there. None of this was in here. Over here to the right used to be a Dennys restaurant. You had Dennys to the right, and over here to the left, where this motel is now, that was Dennys. And then this over here to the left was Victory Auto Parts right there. But Dennys was right there on this corner. That's how this has changed. Now this used to be the traffic circle. It's no longer a traffic circle now. It is a straight thoroughfare. And as a matter of fact, they don't even call it Traffic Circle Shopping Center anymore. This shopping center to the right used to be called Traffic Circle Shopping Center. It's not called that anymore. This area to the left over here, that used to be Miller's Department Store or Howard Brothers. And on the left side of it used to be a Big Star. It was a big supermarket. And then actually we had a Lowe's on this side of town. At one time, South Columbus had a Lowe's. Torch Hill Road. This area right here is now currently a car wash. Well, it's an abandoned car wash, but at one time that was a putt-putt golf course there. Nice little place. It had two different sides of it. One, you know, for competition. I had two different sides, two different courses there. And over here in this area was trampolines. Now, that's a little bit before my time. I don't remember the trampolines, but people that's from here do remember that. And let's see, right over here in this area was batting cages. I do remember that for softball. It was automatic pitch batting cages. And if I walk around this way and look, this at one time was South Star, or actually Big Star Supermarket. It was a Big Star Supermarket. In that place, you can't see very well from the video, but from the back of it, that used to be a Hardee's restaurant. Hey guys, behind me here is what used to be Victory Lane's bowling alley. It's here off of Torch Hill Road and Fort Benning Road, right at the entrance to main post here, coming out the main gate. At one time, this was, you know, way before we had cable TV and things like that. We had people went bowling a lot more so than they do nowadays. It was like a family activity, especially a lot of military. There was probably a lot of military men went there at the time. Probably a lot of marriages, meeting local girls and whatnot. At one time, there was a wrestler here in Columbus named Marty Jannetty, who worked there, I guess as a teenager, he worked there, or a young man, he worked there in the bowling alley as a pin setter or whatnot. He has some stories where he had, supposedly a gay man had assaulted him or attempted to assault him, and he killed him. That was the story that was on Facebook. So, I mean, whether it's true or not, I mean, that's not for me to decide or you to decide. That's for courts to decide if it even really happened or not. But anyway, on another note, there was a little small barbershop inside of this bowling alley, and I'll never forget it because at the time I was in the military, and being a young man, I partied on the weekend, and come to find out, here it was Sunday, and I needed to get a haircut before Monday morning. And I went in there and I got the infamous Shaky Jake, and he gave me a haircut. I thought it was a legend. Everybody talked about Shaky Jake at the Sunday barber. It's the only place you could get a haircut on Sunday. But I ended up in Shaky Jake's chair, and I found out why he had the name Shaky Jake. I thought he was playing at first because his hand was just jittering like that, and I realized he had Parkinson's disease. But he was still a barber, and I got me a Shaky Jake special. And boy, my head was all knotted up. Of course, I don't have any hair now, but I did at the time. And he gave me the Shaky Jake special, but I'll never forget that. But you know, everybody has to be from somewhere. You know, we're all proud of where we come from, and I'm proud to be from Columbus, and especially South Columbus is very near and dear to my heart. Went to Baker High School, and you know, that brings a tear to my eye because I love Baker High School. But you know, we had things like drive-in theaters, movie theaters. We had only one little movie theater. It was over in Baker Village. But we had two drive-in movie theaters. We had the Victory Drive-In, and we also had Columbus Drive-In, which currently now is Spencer High School. They built it on the old grounds of Columbus Drive-In. This is now Spencer High School. Okay, guys, we're over here in the shopping center. Now, I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed. Over there on that corner there used to be a gas station on the corner. I think it was called Falconberry's. Right next to it was Cliff's Circle Grocery, where it says Benning Awards. You probably can't see it now in this sign, but over there it's Benning Awards. That little area there was Cliff's Circle Grocery. It was like a 24-hour grocery. That building right there with the funny looking roof on it, at one time was a Hardee's restaurant. It had a pitched roof, a high pitched roof, like a witch's hat in the center of it, but I've got pictures I'll show you. But it currently is a barbershop, but it used to be a Hardee's restaurant. That place used to be a Big Star Supermarket, and it was connected to what was Miller's or Howard Brothers at one time. This was a big department store. And then over here to the right was actually a Lowe's. Well, among other things, it was a bank, it was a Lowe's, but it was a Lowe's. South Columbus actually had a Lowe's department, or Lowe's store. And over there, where it says W&B Factory, that was actually an Arby's roast beef. And right behind it was the Giant Slide. This area right behind it here in the grassy area was actually the Giant Slide. And out here in this parking lot, in the summer and fall sometimes, traveling carnivals used to come out here and set up, and they would have little fairs out here. And oh man, it was, as a kid, it was so awesome to be able to come to things like that. But those things have lost, I guess, in time through insurance purposes and just people not doing that anymore. But yes, South Columbus did have a Lowe's at one time. Okay, this is the site that used to be the old Black Angus. The motel was here, and then the restaurant was here. Then there were some motels back in there also, like some back in there. But this is the old side of that, and that's the old Cliff Circle Grocery. And on this side, that building there, this is the same place I was talking about earlier, but that place right in front of me there used to be the Hardee's. Yep. That place on the corner, by the way, it's been a lot of things, but originally it was built and it was called Chicken Delight. I remember their slogan was, "Don't cook tonight, call Chicken Delight." That was back in the day. Probably nobody remembers that but me. I apologize for making this video so long. When I started out making it, I didn't realize that South Columbus was changed so much that I would take this long. So I broke it down into 2 parts. So this is part 1. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you.